Welcome to my World Review channel. As the final season of Outlander draws near, the newly released trailer has stunned viewers with one of the most unexpected reveals in the show's history: the possible return of Faith Fraser, Jamie and Claire's firstborn daughter. For longtime fans, the name Faith carries the weight of grief, heartbreak, and what could have been. Born prematurely in Paris during Season 2, Faith tragically died at birth, leaving Claire shattered and Jamie imprisoned at the Bastille. Her loss marked one of the darkest chapters in the series. Yet now, with just a few shadowed frames in the Season 8 trailer, everything is changing. The trailer does not give us a name, but the imagery speaks volumes. A woman, young, regal, and hauntingly familiar, walks through what looks like 18th century Scotland. Her face is never fully shown, but there's a moment, just a glance, a smile, that fans swear mirrors Claire. The resemblance is uncanny. The camera lingers just long enough to suggest intention. This isn't a mistake. This is a message. The whispers began immediately. Could Faith somehow be alive? Did time travel, the core mechanic of the Outlander universe, alter her fate? Or has Claire, perhaps driven by unbearable grief, found a way to reach across timelines to a version of her daughter that still exists? These aren't just fan dreams. They're theories rooted in the show's long history of bending reality through the power of the stones. Let's not forget, time in Outlander is never linear. Characters have traveled between centuries, rewritten personal histories, and escaped death through ripples in time. So, the idea that Faith could return isn't as far-fetched as it first appears. In fact, it fits perfectly into the world Outlander has built. A world where nothing is ever truly lost. Claire's knowledge of medicine and the metaphysical has grown stronger with each season. What if she discovered something in the 20th century? Some record, some artifact that hinted Faith survived? Or worse, what if she discovers that Faith was taken from her on purpose? That someone or something intervened in Paris to change the course of her life? This would not only shift the emotional stakes for Claire and Jamie, it would explode them. Imagine the turmoil, the pain of believing your child died, only to discover she lived elsewhere, perhaps in another century, perhaps under another name. And then there's the question of whether Faith even knows who she is. If she was raised in a different timeline, her memories, her loyalties, and even her identity might be completely disconnected from the Frasers. The trailer seems to hint at this. We see glimpses of someone looking at old letters, journals, and sketches, items that could be clues left by Claire or Jamie across time. A soft voice in the background speaks of legacy, of pieces of the past returning to complete a story left unfinished. Could Faith be searching for the truth about herself? Could she be drawn unknowingly back to her parents through echoes of history? There's also the lingering question of who else knows. If Faith is back, or if Claire has discovered her survival, has Jamie been told? Or is he being protected from the truth until Claire can be sure? The trailer shows Jamie looking out over the highlands with a face filled with conflict. Something deeper than war, something more personal, and the danger doesn't stop at emotion. Faith's return, or even the search for her, could put the Frasers at odds with forces they don't yet understand. Time is not a gentle friend in the Outlander world. Every change comes with consequences. The past pushes back. And if Claire has found a way to twist the threads of fate for Faith's sake, she might unleash a reckoning that will affect everyone she loves. This twist alone would be enough to fuel an entire season. But this is just the beginning. The final chapter of Outlander isn't simply about survival or war. It's about legacy, family, and rewriting the losses that defined their journey. Faith's presence, whether real or symbolic, threatens to unravel everything we thought we knew about the Fraser story. In the next section, we'll dive into how Jamie and Claire's relationship will be tested like never before, and why Faith's reappearance may not just be a miracle, but a warning. The heart of Outlander has always been Jamie and Claire. Their love has survived war, betrayal, separation by centuries, and the deaths of friends and family. But Season 8 promises to test that love in a way it never has before. Because when the past comes back, especially a past as raw and sacred as faith, it doesn't ask for permission. It crashes in, tears open old wounds, and demands to be reckoned with. And that's exactly what we're about to witness in the final season. If Faith is truly alive, or even if she's alive in some alternate reality, Claire and Jamie will be forced to confront a truth they never thought they'd face, that the life they've built was born from a misunderstanding of what really happened. Claire, as we know, has carried the trauma of losing faith for decades. It defined her. It hardened her. It changed how she loved, how she healed, and most of all, how she viewed herself as a mother. Now, the sudden possibility that her daughter might still be out there threatens to unravel every part of her identity. Imagine what this will do to her, a woman who has crossed centuries, risked everything, and endured the heartbreak of loss, suddenly discovering that maybe, just maybe, that loss was not as permanent as she believed. She will question herself, her choices, even her sanity. Has grief clouded her judgment? Is this a real opportunity to reconnect with her child, or is it the cruel trick of a desperate heart? And Jamie, his journey will be no less agonizing. While he never got the chance to hold Faith, to see her, or know her, her death marked one of the greatest points of failure in his life. He wasn't there for Claire. He couldn't protect her. The guilt of that moment has haunted him for years. If he finds out that Faith might be alive, or that Claire has known and kept it from him, it could tear at the very foundation of their bond. We know Jamie's love is strong, unbreakable, but we also know his soul runs deep with honor, trust, and the fierce need to protect his family. If he believes that Claire has acted without him in a matter as profound as their daughter's fate, it could lead to a rift. Not because he loves her less, but because the pain is too great to ignore. The final season could see Jamie and Claire emotionally drifting as they navigate this impossible situation. Together, yet alone in their grief. The trailer gives us glimpses of these emotional cracks. A scene where Claire appears alone in a candlelit room, whispering someone's name. Another, where Jamie rides silently through the fog, his expression unreadable but his eyes full of torment. These aren't the images of a couple in peace. They are images of two souls carrying a new kind of burden, one that may not have an answer. And it's not just about whether Faith is truly back. It's about what that means. If she exists, where has she been? Who raised her? What kind of person is she now? Would she even want to meet her birth parents? These are questions that will haunt every episode. Claire might chase the answer with relentless determination, while Jamie, ever the realist, may question whether reopening the wound is worth the potential cost. There's also the fear that their enemies could use this knowledge against them. If someone else knows about Faith, they may manipulate the truth to hurt the Frasers. The trailer hints at shadowy figures watching from the background, perhaps from the British side, perhaps from even stranger forces linked to the Stones. Could someone have taken Faith as a baby through time, raised her in another century, and is now bringing her back for their own purpose? This adds a whole new layer of urgency. Claire and Jamie won't just be searching for the truth. They'll be racing to protect it. And in doing so, they may have to risk everything they've worked so hard to rebuild. But even amid the pain, there is hope. That's what makes this storyline so powerful. The return of Faith, if real, represents a second chance, not just for reunion, but for healing. It's a cruel twist, but also a potentially redemptive one. Season 8 isn't only about war or history, it's about love stretched to its limits, about wounds reopened, and the possibility that love can still triumph, even after all seems lost. And yet, the emotional storm doesn't end there. In the next section, we'll look at how William Ransom, Jamie's secret son, is stepping into the spotlight and how his rising importance might clash with Faith's shocking return. With both of Jamie's children now part of the final season, the battle between legacy, loyalty, and identity is about to explode. While the mystery of Faith's return shakes the emotional core of Outlander, another storm is building, one that could change the legacy of the Fraser family forever. That storm has a name: William Ransom. For years he has lived without the truth, unaware that the man he calls Lord John Grey is not just his guardian, but his greatest protector from a secret that could rewrite his entire existence. Now, as the final season unfolds, the truth about William's bloodline will no longer stay buried. In Season 8, William is no longer the wide-eyed soldier of past episodes. The trailer shows him riding alone across war-torn landscapes, his face hardened by experience. He's older, wiser, and more curious about the puzzle of his past. And the timing could not be more dangerous. The American Revolutionary War is reaching its bloody peak. The core conflict within William isn't external, it's identity. He has always believed he was the son of Geneva Dunsany, raised under the noble care of Lord John. He's been trained to lead, to serve the crown, and to carry himself with the pride of his station. But whispers have followed him for years. Whispers of resemblance, whispers of something deeper, unspoken. And now, in Season 8, those whispers may finally become screams. Imagine the emotional weight if William discovers he is the biological son of Jamie Fraser, the man he's heard about in passing, the rebel, the traitor, the Highlander. How will he process that the very blood in his veins flows from someone the British see as a criminal? And worse, how will he handle the betrayal of those closest to him, especially Lord John Grey, the man who has always protected him, even if it meant lying? This revelation could fracture one of the most quietly complex relationships in the series, the bond between Jamie and Lord John. Their shared care for William has always been a fragile thread holding them together. Jamie trusted Lord John with his son's life, knowing he could never claim William publicly. But now, with the truth on the verge of breaking loose, that trust will be tested like never before. The trailer hints at this emotional powder keg, a heated exchange in a stone corridor. Jamie's voice raised. Lord John's expression, normally so calm, visibly shaken. This isn't just about parenthood. This is about promises made long ago in a prison cell. Promises that may no longer hold under the weight of the future. And yet, the drama doesn't stop there. William's role in the war is expanding. The trailer shows him commanding troops, making difficult choices, and standing face to face with familiar characters. Brianna, for one, and even Roger. What does he know? What does he suspect? Could William already feel the pull of his true heritage, even if he can't explain it? And how will he react when that connection becomes undeniable? There's a chilling moment in the trailer, a flash of William holding an object that seems oddly out of time. A modern artifact, perhaps. A watch, a photograph. It's brief, but meaningful. Is he beginning to sense that there's more to this world than what history books tell? Could William stumble upon the secret of time travel, just as Faith's possible return is reshaping the Fraser story? Here's where the emotional threads start to tighten. As Claire and Jamie face the ghost of the daughter they lost, they must also face the sun they've kept hidden. Season 8 doesn't just promise drama, it promises collision. A collision between past choices and present consequences, between the life Jamie chose and the life he sacrificed. Picture the moment when William stands before Jamie, not as a soldier, not as a stranger, but as a son, not in anger, but in confusion, pain, longing. There are no easy answers in that kind of reunion. And when you add faith into the equation, things become even more fragile. Will Jamie's focus on Faith's reappearance create jealousy or resentment in William, especially if he feels abandoned or secondary? These aren't surface-level plot twists. These are emotional detonations. The final season is stacking every unresolved thread on top of one another, preparing for a climax that could shatter the Fraser legacy or redefine it. The central theme of Season 8 is clear. Family, both found and forgotten, comes at a cost. Choices made in secret, sacrifices buried under years of silence, and identities hidden in the name of protection now rise to the surface. The Fraser story is no longer about Jamie and Claire alone. It's about the next generation, the bloodlines they built, and the lives they altered. And the clock is ticking. The war rages on, the stones are still active, and the fabric of time is beginning to tear in ways no one can fully control. In the next section, we'll explore how time travel itself will take center stage again, bringing with it dangerous consequences, hidden enemies, and the terrifying question, if Faith returns through time, who else might come with her? When it comes to Outlander, time travel isn't just a plot device. It's a living, breathing force that has shaped every major decision, every tragedy, and every triumph. But with the possibility of Faith's return, we're about to see time itself unravel in ways that will leave everyone in peril. The very fabric of the Outlander universe is about to be tested, and the consequences of meddling with the past may be more catastrophic than ever. Faith's potential return, as shocking as it is not simply a matter of a lost child being found. It's a ripple in the timeline, a tear in the historical tapestry that could bring more than just the Frasers to the brink of destruction. The stones, the very objects that allowed Claire to travel in the first place, are tied to much more than fate. They are conduits, gateways to alternate realities,